Yeah, I just thought I'd make this video about universal credit. Um, I basically swapped from ESA to universal credit. They said, oh, everything will be normal. You'll carry on getting paid on your normal pay date, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've just done my non-payment week, which should mean that I got paid today. But I didn't get paid today, and I've received all the letters from ESA saying, like, you're not on ESA now, blah, blah, blah. That's better. Sorry, I've got the light shining in. But anyway, I've rung Universal Credit people, and I've said, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? And they looked at it, and he said, oh, you ain't getting paid till, I don't know, about a week's time or 2 weeks' time. And I said, well, what am I living on then for these weeks? I'm not too sure whether they've messed up or this is the way it is, but I had to get an advance from my forthcoming universal credit, which put me behind. Obviously, I've got to pay that back at a small rate, but I've still got to pay it back, which will cover me until I get my first payment of universal credit. So it's actually putting me in debt by swapping to universal credit, if you can understand what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure someone's made a mistake somewhere. See, because my claim's a bit different, you see. Obviously, people on universal credit will know that they've got a journal and they can log in and all that. Well, due to my autism and ADHD, I don't have to do that. I do everything verbally on the phone. And it's quite hard for them to even locate me in the system. But yeah, I think it's a bit of a scam. If swapping is going to put me in debt, which is what it will do, especially after they've told me your payment dates will be exactly the same. Well, they're clearly not, because I didn't get paid today. And then he tried telling me that I was going to get paid monthly. I said, well, I've already arranged to get paid fortnightly. So, I mean, it makes me wonder what they're doing when they're interviewing people, if they're not actually putting down the correct stuff. Yeah, so it's a bit like that today. But I'm definitely going to ring them back tomorrow, because either ESA should still be paying me up until the exact day that I swap, or the universal credit need to start paying me from the day that the ESA stops. Do you get what I'm saying? The transition, as they called it, was supposed to be all smooth and whatever. Well, it's not smooth, is it? It's putting me in debt. Yeah, so anybody swapping it, I do believe that my area is the last area swapping over, but I'm going to ring back up, because I've got like an advance of 450, because he said you can have up to £1,000. I thought, well, I don't want £1,000, you know what I mean? I've got to pay that back. So I've got, I think it's 450 or something, I said, which is, they said it's going to be here Friday. But to be honest, I think I should still be on ESA until it swaps over. It should swap over on the exact day. And what they've done, they've just left me. As soon as I've applied for a universal credit, all the letters from the ESA started coming through. This is your total thing, blah, 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 which you get when you sign off for that. Even the bloke in the job centre said it, because I said it's a complete waste of money, pal, and he agreed with me. I said, so exactly then, even though I'm swapping to Universal Credit, I'm exactly the same as what I was on the ESA. It's two bits of ESA, you see. You can be in the back to work group or the support group, and I'm not in the support group. So I don't have to actually do anything. But it seems a bit strange that that's going to put me in debt. Yeah, so I've definitely got to call them back, I reckon. Anyway, there's my little rant over with. Yeah, seems a bit of a scam. I did actually say there's not going to be any gaps, is there, in anything? And they said no. Well, there is, isn't there? There's a big gap. And then he tried telling me most people would get paid on. Who's it that told me that? Or was it my social worker? No, it was a guy from the Universal Credit. He said most people get paid on a Friday. They've already told me I'm getting paid on a Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're contradicting themselves. I did the other day when I first swapped over. All I kept getting every day was a text message: "You've got to call us as your money has stopped." And then I called them, and they said, "Oh no, that's a mistake." I kept getting it for about 4 days. But yeah, so I've only just took my medication, so I'm a bit at the minute. I just hope there ain't a big gap in my housing benefit. Well, they said there was going to be. Saying that it doesn't cover my full rent anyway. Obviously, I've got to pay the bedroom tax, which is paying the bedroom tax. It's just like paying another council tax and that, and the amount they charge me. What a scam. Yeah, I think I'm going to ring the ESA unit up if they're still even active. I think they are. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just listening to this. Not that you can hear a lot of them in there. Then bottom to a Heathrow Airport. The top one's PMR 446. We've got the 860 over here. And all you 860 owners, this is what you need to get for the middle. A big telescopic. You probably won't see the screen on this though. It's a bit bright.
So, somebody may have never had password before and didn't even realize the sign up. So that is the other very important thing about labeling. You don't always...
Ugh. Playing around with this one. like a waterfall on there. Pick the signals up. I don't know what's on the this little one.
And it's contamination, so the people are very careful.
You get the shortwave signals coming in as soon as it gets dark. Which is where you'll also hear all sorts of stuff. The Russian buzzer will come through. Might be a bit early though for anybody. And basically the stations that you're going to get on the shortwaves are just miles, you know what I mean, the other side of the world. Dunno, she sounds Spanish.
Antarktika'daki atmosfer koşulları sınırların gerçekleşmesini kolaylaştırmış.
Sounds oriental. Possibly. Anybody understand that? Let me know in the comments. German? Put the FM on. Sometimes get the French stations drifting in on the FM. That's sort of me being in
something.
Me being in France, I was going to say then.
Israel says its troops have started the first stage of a planned invasion of Gaza City. Ministers make plans to take control of the UK's third biggest steelworks. Also tonight,
I know how emotional it is in Wales and how emotional rugby is in Wales, and people will be hurting today when they think about what this potentially could mean.
dismay about the future of club rugby in one of the sport's heartlands, and Denmark's novel approach to boost reading. The UK's creaking asylum system is facing further pressures tonight after a number of councils indicated they could follow Epping Forest in seeking a court injunction to remove migrants living in hotels in their area. Yesterday's ruling by the High Court, blocking asylum seekers from staying at the Bell Hotel in Epping, has prompted local authorities in counties including Lincolnshire, Northamptonshire and Staffordshire to say they're minded to take similar legal action. In Scotland, Falkirk Council said it was considering the implications of the judgment, while a borough council in Northern Ireland has started an investigation into an asylum hotel in County Antrim. Our senior UK correspondent...
They're all at it now. The court's ruled that move them out of the hotel. Where are they moving them to, though?
...named the first local officer...
That's what you've got to ask yourself.
...would take legal advice in the wake of the...
All these people are unknowns, you know what I mean? They're unknown, undocumented people.
There's Union Jack bunting hanging above its door. This is commuter belt land, close to London, with a high street typical of those found across the UK. Cafes and
It's all right taking them out of the hotels, but where are they going to put them?
sit roundabout in the town.
On the boat home, on the way home, I suggest. Send them home, man.
Neighbour, Epping Forest, after seeing weekly protests against asylum seekers living in a local hotel. People here are...
The only proper ones I've seen are some Chinese ones and the Ukraine ones. All the other ones coming in through Kent.
The idea of going to the
are just...
It depends.
Very suspect.
Like some cultures are not really compatible, and that's what people I think are getting really upset about.
As a result of yesterday's today's ruling, the council here says it will now take legal advice.
All them councils will be doing it now.
It says it opposed housing asylum seekers in Cheshunt's Delta Marriott Hotel.
Because what you're noticing now, there's like mass protests outside these places.
At that time, Karina
Obviously, you've got the march in September as well.
So we've written to the Home Office today asking that none of the residents from the Bell Hotel are based here. We've also seen a lot of tensions here. We've seen weekly protests over the last 3 weeks. Those are potentially going to grow now, I believe, in size.
Yeah, it'll just get worse, right? Until there's, well, we all know what happens in the end.
Far away.
They'll start rioting.
Was unfair for families like his.
If they move it from the kind of proposal, and when they're taking, or the Home Office, they're going to take him again to another location, another hotel, and then they're going to have to start all over again, which is not easy for the people they just brought from a different country, from a different world.
Different world from France.
More pressure on the Home Office to come up with an effective solution.
See, the secret's out now, you see. We know they're just scamming everyone. Like, the secret's out of the bag.
Asylum seekers in hotels by 2029. Ministers say they're looking at a range of accommodation options for those currently living at the Bell Hotel and point to other measures aimed at reducing the asylum backlog.
Send them all around my house. I can rent them out a tent for the night. And we can have a tent city out the back. No, where are they going to put them then? If they're moving them out of the hotels, where exactly? And do they not think wherever they move them to, there's going to be protests there, isn't there?
Illegal immigrants moved out of Epping should not be put into hotels, apartments or HMOs. And I'm calling today on the government to commit that won't happen. There are alternatives.
Where are they going to put them? Prison, man. That's what they used to do with them, years ago. They used to put them in prison.
The head of Reform UK,
until they'd worked out exactly who they were,
said people opposed to asylum hotels should take inspiration from Epping Forest.
Our message is this: if you have a hotel, a migrant hotel near you, and you are concerned about safety, go and...
Plus, I think a couple of them, they've raped a few women and that, and been nicked at a few schools, looking at kids, and... That's a fact, that is.
Kashiani has been considering the government's options for housing asylum seekers who are evicted from hotels or are yet to arrive in the UK.
Hotels were first used as lodgings for asylum seekers in 2020. Rooms were bought up during the pandemic and then increasingly became the norm when the Home Office exhausted a pool of privately rented accommodation. But asked repeatedly on the Today programme what the alternative would be, Security Minister Dan Jarvis was non-committal.
The reality is that there's likely to be a range of different arrangements in different parts of the country, and as I say, we're working through the detail of all of those. It won't be hotels because of the commitment that we've made, and therefore
where else is it going to be? It's going to be houses and that then, isn't it?
The general election, Labour ministers ordered a stop to using the Bibby Stockholm accommodation barge, a source of...
Which would probably annoy the people even more. The young people with a family who are in the housing list waiting to be homed.
The Conservative...
What, are these people just jump in the queue then, or what?
Supports the idea of camps.
Toughen up.
Yeah, man. Like military camps, man. That's what we need to, where we need to stick them.
Deterrent as much as anything. So go back to the idea of camps, purpose-built.
A lot of old army camps are around my area. Probably is around everybody's area. Reopen them.
So that it is
they need to repurpose them.
Offensively luxurious by the people who have watched this happen in their communities over the past few years.
A lot of them work really, delivering Uber and things like that, and like in fast food.
And essential services such as healthcare. The Spanish and French model of local accommodation halls resembles student residences, and supporters say these facilities help to integrate refugees into new communities.
New figures are expected to be published tomorrow.
Yeah, but they don't integrate into the community, though. Everybody, we know that now.
At the end of June. Robert England from BBC.
So everything that they're suggesting is just old hat, really.
As of March this year, more than 32,000 asylum seekers were living in hotels across the UK, about a third of the total asylum population. This marked...
Yeah, Craig, hello. In the chat room there, he's exactly on the money there.
Just before Labour took office.
There's something going on, mate, that we don't know. Clearly the government are in on it all, man. If they really wanted to stop the boats, and they all keep saying, don't they, oh, we're going to stop the boats. None of them have stopped the boats, and they could if they wanted to.
Followed by by the South East, West Midlands and North East. They all host more than 3,000 people in hotels, whilst Wales has the fewest at 91.
See, all them hotels now are going to be going to court.
London has both the highest number of...
They'll all be going to court. They'll all be getting removed from the hotels, but they're all going to be put in houses or... You know what I mean? They should stick them in tents or somewhere and put a fucking great fence around them with a big padlock on, in my opinion. These people are undocumented people, man.
The government has ramped up decision...
They threw away their passports as soon as they got halfway across the English Channel.
...made in March this year compared to July 2024. But with the small...
Because that's when they lose them. Because then they can say they're whoever from wherever.
...on hotels for the foreseeable future.
A former priest who led an evangelical movement in Sheffield has been found guilty of...
It'll end up with just it kicking off somewhere. You know what this country's like. One person will start rioting and then other places join in.
Lee Price reports from Inner London Crown Court.
The 9 o'clock service was in 1986 in Sheffield to encourage more young people to the Church of England.
They've all got plenty of money to spend. I don't know how much they get. I think they get about 80 quid a week to go and spend. All their food and that, all their board, that's all done. That's all sort of paid for. I think they get cigarette allowances, mobile phones, all sorts. What do you get if you pay your taxes and you're born here? Fuck all. Excuse my English, but yeah, that's the truth. I like to speak the truth on this channel. We're not a racist channel at all. I think all the real asylum seekers are from China, from what I've seen in Kent, and are from the Ukraine. But all your other ones, man, coming on the boats, all males, very suspect.
Including a charge of rape. He denies all the charges.
The Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz, moved a plan to
anyway,
Gaza City and authorized the call-up of
72%. I'll be back later with some music. I'm just going to charge my phone.